gamer friends, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Josiah, and we are ready to roll. We're going to be talking about 5 games that we recently played. We're calling it our Fast 5.
Yeah, quick reviews on 5 different games.
Yeah.
One thing that was really funny is as I was writing them out, I realized they were all 2-player games.
Yeah.
So this just happens to be a 2-player Fast 5.
There you go. Before we get into the content, though, we wanted to mention 2 things. One is we have a lot of people who watch our videos who aren't subscribed to the channel. So we would love to ask you guys, please go and subscribe to the channel. It would really help us out a lot. And then 2, we wanted to give a channel update. You might have noticed our new mics here.
Yay! We're so excited.
Yeah, we are. So we purchased some fairly cheap mics, relatively speaking. They've been okay, but we've had lots of issues with them.
Yes.
Lots of audio issues you probably have noticed on our previous videos.
Yes.
And we thought, okay, one of them was starting to go out, and we're like, okay, it's time to upgrade. It's time to get decent mics. And so
this is exciting because it's kind of our first update for the channel, our first
upgrade.
Yeah.
Equipment upgrade.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And so we ended up going with the DJI mini mics, and we thought that would serve us best, and so we'll see how it goes. All right, let's get into it.
All right, first game up on the list is a game called Leaders.
Mm-hmm.
We played this only on BGA, and it is kind of a battle game, a little bit of chess-like in the way it moves. And so each of you has a leader,
mm-hmm.
and then you draft new, extra characters or players, not players, but characters.
Right.
To come and play on your side.
Yeah.
And you end up drafting, is it 4 others?
Yes, you can have five total.
Yeah.
Including your leader.
So you have 4 drafted characters that you play with, and they each have a special ability. And so your goal is to surround the other person's leader. Yeah. I think you have to have 2 characters next to the other person's leader.
Right.
And so you're trying to outmaneuver each other.
That's right.
And this game, I really thought was fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah, I the first time we played through it, it was over pretty quick because I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
But the second time through, I finally kind of learned how to play it, and I was like, this is a lot of fun. It's a good one.
Yes. So this is one that I think I would love to have in person.
Yeah.
Because even though it's fun on BGA, I think we would actually get a lot more out of it in person, and we would really enjoy this one.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a caveat to you have to have 2 players adjacent to the leader. It has to do with one of the characters, but I don't want to say because I don't want her to learn.
No, I already know.
Okay.
I already know. I played with them the first time.
Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
there are certain, because they all have a different ability, and so there are certain things that you can do with them.
Yeah, that's what also makes it really fun, is it's not just like you move pieces around and then you have to get to around surrounding a leader, but it's each one of them has a special ability that it can do. It's not just like, okay, this one moves in this way, this one moves in this way, but it also has certain special abilities that they can do. So
right.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one. I think it's a winner.
Yeah. The next one we want to talk about is called Toy Battle. Also a 2-player kind of battler. Uh-huh. This one is basically there are dominions or castles. I can't remember, bases maybe?
Yeah, they call it
bases. Yeah. So there's a base on each side, and there are spots in between. The idea is that you collect enough stars to win. And you collect stars so there are paths along the way that lead to the different spots that you can place down.
Yeah, and you have to place your different toys. They're all different toys, and that makes it really fun because there's a unicorn and a robot and a rubber duck and all these random characters that you can play, and they all also have an extra ability.
That's right. And if you control all the areas around a set of stars, you collect those stars. Mm-hmm. And if you get 7 stars, the first one to 7 stars wins. Or you can, I think the other option is maybe to control their base. Yeah, so you have to work your way to their base, defeating the other players' toys to that spot.
Yeah, it was interesting because I didn't realize too that you had to have the connection couldn't be lost between your base
Right.
and where you
you're
are.
at. Yeah.
And so once you lose that connection, you can't keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't realize that at first, and I made that mistake. But I think this one's a fun one too.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
enjoyed
fun.
it.
It's not as fun for me as leaders.
I agree with that.
But it is pretty fun. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, there's an element of like you can only place your toy on top of your opponent's toy if it's a greater number.
Right.
And things like that. So there's definitely
Unless it's
some
the rubber
strategy.
ducky.
Yeah, there's definitely some strategy and stuff involved in it, and I've enjoyed playing it on BGA.
Yeah.
This may not be one that we would buy in person.
Yeah.
I think it's plenty on BGA. But
I agree. I think I would be just fine having it played on BGA only.
the third game on our list is a game called Sumo. Sumo is a 2-player trick-taking game, and it is played just like a normal trick-taker, except that you have this the sumo ring.
Yeah.
And when you win a trick, you push your opponent like toward the end of their ring. And basically it's if you push them off. There was an out. So if you win 2 or 3 tricks, you win the game.
Basically 2.
So tricks, you win the game.
So there's the mat, and then there's the sort of sumo score guy.
Right.
And there's only 3 positions: middle, towards them, and towards you.
Right.
And then towards them, and then off the mat, towards you, and off the mat. So I guess technically 5. But when you win a trick, it moves the score person towards the end of their mat.
Right.
And then if you win another trick, it pushes them off the mat, and then you win.
There's some special moves you can do, like sumo moves, and
Yeah.
these are okay. If you have this card, you automatically win if you play it, or if this card will trump this card, and this is the part that really made the game not very much fun. Is that you could win so fast.
Yes.
It was like
And so easily.
and there wasn't any strategy to it. It was like, well, I happen to have a 4.
Right.
So now I win.
Yeah.
And that makes it not very much fun.
Right.
I'm all for like filler games. I love quick card games. We love these types of games, and this one was definitely a disappointment.
Very much so.
Yeah. 2 thumbs down.
Yeah, 2 thumbs down. There were games that we played of it that were over in literally 20 seconds.
Yes.
Because it just happened to work out that way. And
Right.
and they were all kind of like that. There was some that went a little bit longer, but they all ended very anticlimactically, it seemed.
Yes.
It just was
boring. There's nothing to the game. There wasn't any strategy. It just wasn't fun. And the whole point of playing games is for fun.
That's right. Yeah. This
So-
is one we'll skip.
We will.
The next one we're going to talk about is called Fox in the Forest.
Yeah, this is an older game.
Yeah, it's an older game. It's a 2-player trick-taking game.
Mm-hmm.
And there are, I think, 3 or 4.
I think there's 3
3
suits.
different suits. Yeah. So anyway, you deal out the cards. There's a stack. You pull one up, and that's the trump suit. And so then you play normal trick-taking, and whoever wins the most tricks wins the game. But the odd numbers of cards have special abilities with them, and it's the same across all the suits. So the one in the light blue is the same as the one in the purple or whatever it is. Yeah.
Right.
So it's all the odd numbers have special abilities. They're all the same. Yeah. I thought it was okay. I thought it was decent.
Yeah, it was. I think you play until you get to a certain point. So you play several rounds until you've win like 12 points or however many it is.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really good game. I would put it like really solidly in maybe a B- category. Like, so it's a good game, but there's nothing spectacular about it.
Right.
There's nothing that like draws me to it. But it was a good game, and it's one that I could see us playing here and there, but not playing all the time. Like, there's not enough to it for us to play it on a regular basis.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I would actually give it a B- too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then finally, we had purchased Spies, Lies, and Supplies, or we got it at Christmas time, and we had not played this. It's like a standalone to Air, Land, and Sea.
Yeah.
but you can play it by itself, or you can play it combined with Air, Land, and Sea, and you can mix and match the different theaters. But we played it just as Spies, Lies, and Supplies. It's, again, that 2-player kind of battle game where you are...
Across 3 different theaters.
Right. You are dealt 6 cards, and is it 6 cards?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you are basically just trying to put together a hand where you can win 2 out of the 3 theaters, just like Air, Land, and Sea. But these have different abilities than Air, Land, and Sea. They have different things that each of the cards can do. They have an added little token that you can place on that we're like adding. They say it's adding supplies.
Adding supplies to the theater.
To the theater, yeah. And so it's actually raising your numbers in certain ways, which adds an extra little element to the game and an extra little bonus puzzle, I would say.
Yeah, it was good. Also, just like in Air, Land, and Sea, you only get the cards that you're dealt.
Right.
So you don't get to draw new cards. You don't get to win new cards or anything like that. It's just what you're dealt is what you go with. And so it's really fun to put together the puzzle of your hand and how to make a winning hand out of it.
Right.
In 2 of the 3 theaters, like you said. We played it. Did we play it?
I think we only played one full game, because but we kept going back and forth. So I had gotten up to, I can't remember how many points you have to win by.
You got to 8 or 9.
No, I only needed 1 point left to win the game.
Oh, okay.
And then you kept winning. And so
you had 11 then.
I had 11 points, and you kept winning at that point, and then you eventually won the game. And I was like, it was 4 more rounds. So this was actually the longest game of probably Air, Land, and Sea we've ever played.
Yeah.
Because it was just worked out that way.
Yeah, it's a fun one. I mean, I love Air, Land, and Sea, and this one's no different.
Agreed.
I think they're pretty much the same.
Yes.
So it's not like one is better than the other. I will say that this one does add the element of the extra supplies that you can add, which is fun. So maybe that gives it a little bit of an edge.
Yes.
But they're pretty close.
They are pretty close. They do different things. And so I like the idea that you can combine them and play with whatever you want.
Yeah, we'll have to do that for sure.
Yes. And it did have an element where you could play with more people, maybe
5 theaters.
Yes, 5 theaters was one alternate way. But then they also had a way where you could play with 4 players.
Yeah, that's true.
And we haven't done either of those things.
But it was, it's kind of 2v2, right?
I think so.
Yeah, you kind of share knowledge between the teams or something like that.
Yeah, and I'm not too big on 2-player games that say, you can play with 4 players and it's 2v2. Sometimes it works out, but
most of the time it doesn't.
Yeah, it's usually not as good.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Those were our 5 games, our Fast 5 reviews of games that we've been playing recently, and they all happen to be 2-player games, so we hope this helps you. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.
Yeah, and tell us down below in the comments if you've played any of these games and what you thought about them. We'd love to hear about it.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.